And don't the- we have we can start now.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Can everyone hear me? I guess we will start. Assalamu alaikum, good afternoon, and Ramadan Kareem to everyone. I'll start by introducing myself. I am Wissam Al Saeed, the head of marketing, communications, and sustainability. I also oversee quality assurance and investor relations here at National Finance Company. We are delighted to have you join us today for this important session. It provides an excellent opportunity to engage with our stakeholders and discuss the audited financial results for the year ended 2024. These results have been disclosed on the MSX platforms as well as other communication platforms. This session will be conducted entirely in English. However, we are happy to if needed. Before we proceed, let me please introduce the esteemed members of the National Finance team who are present with us today. I will start with Mr. Tariq Al-Farsi, our Chief Executive Officer, as well as Mr. Rakesh Makar, our Deputy Chief Executive Officer, Mr. Sam Al-Hafsi, Chief Operating, Mr. Bikram, General Manager, Risk Control, and we have also Mr. Ramkumar, Finance, Hirosh, our Deputy Head of Finance. I'll quickly go through the agenda overview. Please mute your mics. Thank you. We'll start with the content of this session. We will start with our company overview, our industry overview and company track record, and then move on to key financial updates. We would like to emphasize that the main purpose of this session is to highlight the company's performance for the year 2024, and we do not intend to promote the company's products and or investments in this platform. I will now leave the floor to our CEO, Mr. Tariq Al-Farsi, to begin the session and provide his.
Thank you so much, Sayyid Wissam, for the introduction. Hello, everyone, and I'm sure that you can see the slides now. So in slide, we go to the slide 4 because okay. This voice opening. Okay. Thank you, Nirosh. I'm pleased to announce that National Finance Company continued its dominance as the largest financial leasing company in the country and further strengthened its position to increase its market share to over 49% during 2024. Our growth story was supported by a record increase in new lease creations, and we continue on this path in 2025. We operate with 23 branches and now and also we have over 62,000 active customers. We managed to increase our gross loan by approximately 100 million money during 2024 to reach to 640 million at the end of the year. As visible in our financial statements, our NPL ratio and provision coverage have consistently improved post-COVID, We reached at profits after tax about 12.1 million in 2024, which was a 9% increase compared with the previous year. In this slide, our portfolio diversification strategy has helped us immensely during the last 3 years, especially wherein which we have taken a concentrated effort to limit single borrower concentrations. The improvements in our NPL ratio stand proof to the positive impact of this diversification. Importantly, we have also diversified our funding sources during 2024 with multiple lines opening up from international lenders, whilst the deposit portfolio too has consistent grown in 2024, reflecting on investors' confidence in national finance. In this slide, our board has remained unchanged with Mr. Hani Zubair functioning as the chairman and Mr. Abdulaziz Al-Doushi as deputy chairman of national finance. I'm directly supported by a management committee, which consists of the Deputy CEO, Mr. Rakesh, like Sayyid Wissam have introduced you previously, and also Chief Operations Officer, Mr. Sam Al-Habsi, and General Manager, Risk and Control and Strategy, Mr. Bikram Mo. We continued our growth both digitally and physically during 2024 and added 2 branches during the year to take our branch count to 23. As the largest FLC in Oman, we continue to be recognized both locally and regionally during 2024. 24 years. Thank you so much. I'll pass the floor to Rakesh, our Deputy CEO.
So this slide gives you industry overview and company track record. You are aware that we have a 37-year legacy in the country, and we have been growing continuously. Like Tariq mentioned, our market share has grown to almost 50%, 49% to be precise in terms of the net loan book. And in terms of profitability, we are almost 50% market share in terms of profit. That tells you that we are growing, and last year we have taken additional market share of close to 1.5, 1.6%. If you look at the chart below, that tells you about our remarkable track record. And this has been achieved by our continuous investment in growth. There has been a digital growth for us, where we invest in branches. Like Tariq mentioned, we added 2 more branches last year. And on the technology side, we have done a whole lot of investment. Just to give you an update, key changes that we did in terms of technology was we moved to application scorecard for underwriting our loans. We moved to digital printing of agreements. We strengthened our kiosks with more features for customers. We launched NF customer care application for customer complaint and monitoring. And the best part is today we have 24/7 IVR, which is a call center for customer to handle the queries. Over and above that, we continue to invest in terms of our technology platform on information security and upgrade our infrastructure. All these initiatives get reflected in our increased market share and in terms of the continuous momentum that we are seeing post-COVID from 2021 onwards. In fact, if you look at last 2 years, we have grown by almost 15 to 16%. And other big achievement for us for 2024 was that we had a perpetual bond, which was oversubscribed, and we had a issuance of 35 million perpetual bond. That tells you the strength of the company, how we have grown, and what we are doing to continuously grow. Moving on to the next slide, I'll just give you an overview in terms of what happened to. Sorry, we have a bit of a technical snag here. So I'll ask Ram to take over in terms of the overall financial. The key message here is that we continue to grow. Last year, we disbursed 250 million as disbursal for the full year, which moved up from 203 in 2023. And as Tariq mentioned, we added almost 62 million in terms of our loan growth book as compared to 2023. And on an overall basis, our revenue grew by, operating income grew by 25%. And that helped us to strengthen our provisioning further. And it actually translated into additional provision of 2.6 million on our NPA portfolio, which also helped us to bring down our net NPAs to 6.2% on an overall basis. I'll let Ram take you through all the financial details. Over to you, Ram. Thank you.
Thanks, Rakesh. Financial highlights. The highlight, like CEO briefly mentioned, we had 100 million growth in 24 in terms of our gross book. And combined with that, we've also seen, as you can see in the top right button, NPA ratio has dropped to 13.2%, combined with an increase in the provision coverage, which you see in the left bottom grid, to 80%. So this combination that Rakesh mentioned is what helped us plow the extra revenue that we got through the year into more meaningful provisions to cover more of our stage 3 portfolio. And this is resulting in a very healthy, consistent performance. See, the net profit of 12.1 million is what we've shown for the year 24. Move on to the next slide. Our present capital structure, two points coming out of this slide. One is focusing on a diversified funding. Again, being covered in the earlier slide, we have a combination of term loans and short-term loans from banks, perpetual bonds. They have corporate deposits, which is becoming a separate player and shows a strong equity. Now, the prudent dividend payouts is what the bottom slide talks about. Proposed 18.6 overall, 12.6 in cash and 6 in share, and this is subject to AGM approval.
So that brings us to the end of the session. We will open the floor for any questions. Anybody has any questions? I guess we'll wait for a few moments.
Absolutely.
And see if anybody decides to have a question.
What time is it? What's the
Hello.
Yes.
Thank you for your presentation. Borrowing cost.
The question was not clear. Can you repeat it, please?
Nawar, right?
Yeah, I think the voice is
Nawar, your voice is breaking. We can't hear you
So-
properly. Can you repeat your question, please?
What is the weighted average borrowing cost? Yes.
something about.
Sorry, man.
Sorry, Nawaz.
You're cutting off, Nawar. Still, you're cutting off. Can you just repeat that question again?
Maybe if you send your question on chat and we'll read it out and respond to it.
Someone writing, right?
Yes, she's.
Good. You can write. Borrowing costs.
So the weighted average borrowing cost for year 20.
You can give a range. You can say average.
One of the questions to your answer, weighted average borrowing cost, it is, we have a different terms and structures like short-term loan, long-term loan, and foreign currency borrowing. So in the year 2024, we have seen that foreign currency borrowing loan rate has increased because of the rates has been increased, Fed rate has been increased. But we have able to manage between around 6.7 to 6.8 level. Our total average borrowing cost is in between 6.7 to 6.8 in the year 2024. But in the first quarter, we have seen big reductions in that cost, in the average borrowing cost area. You can see the results at the end of the first quarter. In relation to your question, long-term 3 to 5 years range, what we normally do, our borrowing mix is consisting mainly the period from 1 to 3 years for the long term. We have a very few in the 5 years category. 3 to 5 years category, most probably the foreign currency borrowing. In that range, we have tried to arrange some IRS. So in that area, our funding cost is slightly lower compared to the what I have mentioned earlier in the range of 6.7 to 6.8.
Some loan growth numbers.
I think we should. The future.
No, please answer.
Any guidance on loan book coming in? You can have a generic statement that the growth will not stop. Yeah, and we continue to grow.
So, thank you for your compliments, Pankaj. We as a management don't give any guidance for future, but just to assure you that we will continue to grow at the current rate that we should display. And also in terms of NPA, we are looking at further improvement in our NPA. The numbers are getting reflected in our first quarter results itself, which will be shared with the market.
How about dollar?
About the dollar borrowing.
So 6.7 to 6.8 includes. That's the total borrowing average, yes.
So about the dollar borrowing cost, the questions you are, it's relating to mainly the overall borrowing cost is between the 6.7 to 6.8 range. But in the first half of the year 2024, we have seen that due to the forward Fed rate increase, the foreign currency borrowing rate has increased slightly above the 7%. But at the end of the year, we have seen that reductions, and we have tried to manage in between 6.3 to 6.4 level at the end of the year 2024. But since if you take it as average it out in between the year beginning and the year end, we have seen around 6.6 to 6.7 level of the dollar borrowing cost.
But I think maybe if they try to speak.
Yeah, I think they're probably.
Nawar, can you speak? Maybe we might hear you. As I say, it's a bit difficult. It's tiny. Nawar, can you hear me? No, is it clear? Can you hear? Okay, she wrote
Put
it.
a question there.
Okay.
So,
How about your borrowing plans for this year?
I can hear you, but I think my voice is not clear.
It's
But I
clear now.
have okay.
Yeah, thanks.
Related to the questions, what you have asked related to the borrowing plans for the year, both for Omani Riyal and USD. If I answer the correct way, we cannot give any future details to you, but in terms of our open unutilized facility limits and the recent borrowing requests we are receiving from the regional banks, we would be expecting to focus more on the USD borrowing since the rate is coming down. So as a company, we are looking at to reduce our funding costs and bring it down to the manageable level. And so in that sense, we will most probably focus on this year relating to the USD borrowings. And we have open facilities for that one, and the cost must be much lower compared to the last year.
Nawar, we will always keep our options open when it comes to funding plans. You know that Oman also have limitation of borrowing to leasing companies. So for us, like National Finance, we are the largest financial company in the country, and we sometimes, yes, we find a bit challenging, but it's easy for us to get funding locally and as well internationally. So we always keep our options open because our plans are basically to grow further. Any questions, Nawar? I think you can speak now.
Yeah, I think all is clear now. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Nawar. Thank you. Any further questions?
So I guess there are no further questions. With this, we shall close the session. On behalf of National Finance Company, we would like to extend our gratitude to you all for your presence here today and to the Muscat Stock Exchange for facilitating this session and fostering open dialogue with our stakeholder. As you know, this session was recorded and it will be available on our YouTube channel. Should you have any further inquiries after viewing the video again, please feel free to contact us through our investor relations contact details available on the MSX website. Thank you very much and have a nice day.
Thank you so much.
thank you.
Thank you.